Okay, real talk. Your friend group texts. Someone drops a reservation link for a new restaurant downtown. The vibe looks amazing. The photos are insane. And then you scroll down to the menu and see $150 per person. Before drinks. And suddenly the group chat is just vibes and heart emojis. Everyone's in. And you're sitting there doing the mental math. Rent is due, your savings account looks like a cry for help, and you just remembered your car needs new tires. But saying no feels embarrassing? Like you have to invent a fake funeral or pretend you have food poisoning? Yeah, we've all been there. But what if I told you that in 2026, being loud about not wanting to spend money is actually the new flex? Quiet luxury? Dead. Loud budgeting? That's the era we're living in now, and it might literally save your financial life. Stay with me.
So let's break this down simply. Loud budgeting is exactly what it sounds like. Instead of quietly suffering through overspending to keep up appearances, or ghosting plans because you can't afford them but won't say why, you openly talk about your financial choices. And here's the key thing people get wrong. Loud budgeting is not about being broke. It's about being intentional. Pause for effect. It's saying, I have money, I just choose not to spend it on things that don't matter to me. Big difference. Think about it. The old way, let's call it quiet budgeting, was basically a culture of money shame. You don't talk about your salary. You don't admit you're saving. You just silently overdraft your account and smile through brunch. That was the vibe for years, and it absolutely wrecked people financially. Loud budgeting flips that script entirely. It's a Gen Z and Millennial rebellion against the idea that your social worth equals your spending. It started picking up steam on TikTok and it exploded because millions of people were exhausted from pretending. It's not gatekeeping your goals. It's the opposite. It's sharing them so openly that peer pressure can't even survive in that environment. You're not weird for saving. You're winning. Now, let's talk about why this trend is hitting so hard right now. But add to that, rent in most US cities has gone completely feral. Groceries cost 30% more than they did a few years ago. And wages? They did not get the memo. So people are stretched thin, and the social pressure to keep spending like everything's fine is genuinely making people mentally unwell. This is where loud budgeting becomes a mental health tool, not just a money tool. Because the moment you stop pretending and start being honest, hey, I'm prioritizing my savings this month, the FOMO loses its power. You can't fear missing out on something you've consciously chosen to opt out of. There's research backing this up too. Financial stress is one of the top causes of anxiety in America right now. And a big part of that stress isn't even the debt itself. It's the performance of being okay when you're not. Loud budgeting gives you permission to drop that act. And honestly, that permission is priceless. All right, let's get practical. Here is how you actually do this. No therapy degree required. Step 1, script your no. This is the hardest part for most people because we've been conditioned to over-explain or make up excuses. You don't need a fake emergency. You just need a few honest, confident phrases. Here are 3 you can literally copy and use this week. Phrase 1, I'm actually focusing on hitting my 5K emergency fund goal this month, so I'm skipping the big spends right now, but let's do something low-key soon. See what that does? It's honest. It gives a reason. And it keeps the friendship alive by suggesting an alternative. That's a little out of my budget right now, but I'm so down for a house hangout or something, I'll bring snacks. No shame, no fake excuse, just boundaries, said with warmth. Phrase 3. I'm in my saving era, so I'm being intentional about where my money goes, but you guys have fun, send pics. That last one is my personal favorite because saving era is a full personality now, and nobody can argue with an era. Step 2, go public, but smartly. You don't need to announce your budget on LinkedIn or put it in your Instagram bio, but tell your people, your close friends, your partner, your roommate. When the people around you understand your goals, they stop accidentally pressuring you, and some of them might even join you.
This is how loud budgeting actually builds community instead of creating awkward distance. When your friends know you're stacking cash for a house down payment or paying off student loans, they're not offended when you skip the $200 concert. They're cheering for you. Step 3, redirect the money intentionally. Here's where the real power is. Every time you say no to something that doesn't serve your goals, take that money and move it immediately. Don't let it just sit in your checking account where it'll mysteriously disappear on DoorDash at 1 a.m. 2 places to put it right now. A high-yield savings account, or HYSA, which is basically a regular savings account that actually pays you decent interest instead of the 0.01% your big bank gives you. Look into options like SoFi, Marcus, or Ally. Rates can hit 4 to 5% right now. Or if you're thinking longer term, index funds. Low cost, diversified, and historically one of the most reliable wealth-building tools regular people have access to. Apps like Fidelity or Vanguard make this genuinely easy to start. You said no to a $150 dinner. That $150 in an HYSA for a year? That's money working for you instead of becoming someone else's restaurant revenue. That's the flex. Okay, I have to say this because I know someone will take this too far. Slightly serious, finger wag energy. Loud budgeting is not a license to be cheap. There is a difference between protecting your financial goals and just being a bad friend about money. If you ordered the steak and 3 cocktails and then you start pulling out a calculator to make sure you only pay for your exact items, that is not loud budgeting. That is just being difficult. And your friends will notice. Loud budgeting is about your boundaries with your money when it comes to optional spending decisions. It is not about shifting your financial discomfort onto other people or making someone else's birthday dinner weird because you're counting every dollar out loud. If you genuinely can't afford something, be honest before you show up. That's the move, not after the check arrives. Protect your goals, respect your people. Both things can be true at the same time. Look, nobody is coming to save us from $7 lattes, lifestyle inflation, and the pressure to spend money we don't have on things we don't need to impress people we don't even like that much. That's the honest truth. But loud budgeting puts the power back in your hands. You're not the broke one in the group. You're the one who decided the soft life you actually want is more valuable than the performative one everyone else is funding with debt. That is not a sacrifice. That is a strategy.
So here's what I want you to do right now. Drop in the comments below. What is the one phrase you're going to use the next time someone invites you to something that's not in your budget? Let's build each other a script. I genuinely read every comment. If this video gave you even one tool to use this week, hit that like button. It helps more people find this content, and honestly, it keeps me motivated to keep making it. Subscribe if you want more real, no-fluff financial strategies made for people who are actually trying to build something. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you in the next video. Go protect your bag. You've got this.